Hey everyone, welcome back to this old kitchen. Well, today we are going to do something that I love, my daughter loves, husband, just depends on what it is. We are going to be pickling some items. I have just, sorry, it's hot outside. I've just harvested some beets from my garden. So we've got some yummy beets. I've only planted red beets, but I also stopped at the store and I got some yellow beets because yellow beets, sunshine beets are truly my favorite beets. So we're going to be pickling beets. We're going to be pickling some shishito. Yes, shishito peppers. I couldn't find banana peppers. Banana peppers are my husband's. I couldn't find them at the store, so we are doing shishitos. And then we are also doing my daughter's favorite. We're pickling some ginger. She buys this stuff, the pickled ginger at the grocery store, every single time. So I figured, let's try to pickle some. So why don't you guys come along with me, and I hope you try something. Okie dokie. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start out with your peppers. You're going to wash them and make sure that they are nice and clean. You're going to cut them up, de-stem them, and de-seed them. Now make sure if you have chickens to save that because that is something that is a dewormer for them. So it's good for them. Now these shishito peppers are actually more mild than the banana peppers. And they're actually just a lot more tasty to enjoy. So once you're done slicing them up, you're going to make sure that you get your water mixture boiling. It's going to be 4 cups water to 2 cups vinegar. You're going to add your spices. Your spices are going to be 1 teaspoon celery seeds and 1 teaspoon uh, black peppercorns along with 2 tablespoons salt. Now, I put all of that in the boiling mixture. I let it boil. I get it up to that rolling. I let it cool a little bit. And then, unfortunately, I forgot to video it, but you pour that into slightly cooled into your jar. Now, because I like extra spices, I add to the jar another teaspoon of peppercorns and another teaspoon of celery seeds. Get that in there, get the liquid in there, and let it sit and cool before you put it in the refrigerator.
Artlist.io. Lie awake in the morning with a light upon her skin. Coffee cup before the day begins. Don't go. Stay Music licensing reimagined. Slow it all the way back down. Time is still and there's nowhere to be. Birds are talking outside, giving space for the words we Artlist.io to come out. So stay a while, we'll slow it all the way back down. Music licensing reimagined. Stay a little longer, it's only getting warmer. Slow it down, 'cause time can't wait. Hold on to this moment, watch the sunlight pour. Keep it like a picture frame. Artlist.io. So stay a while and don't go, 'cause we got time, we'll slow it all the way back. Music licensing reimagined.
Okay, now on to our beets. So we're going to roast our beets once we get them all cleaned up and trimmed out. If you have different sized beets, obviously you're going to have different cooking times, but we're going to preheat the oven to 400 while we're getting these all cleaned up. And we're going to pull out some tinfoil. We're going to make little tinfoil packets. We're not putting anything inside the tinfoil, no oil, no water, no spices, nothing. We're just going to get these all trimmed up and then put in those packets and roast those again at 400 degrees for about 45 minutes to an hour. Now, once they're done, you can, and they're fork tender, you can pull them out of the oven and let them sit and cool. Now, once they've cooled and they're easy enough to handle with your hands without burning your fingers, which I do all the time, we're going to use a paper towel. Now, I unfortunately didn't have any paper towels that had a thicker texture. I had Viva paper towels. And so I ended up trimming my beets with my butter or my knife, and it works fine. It does take a little bit more off of it. So if you have paper towels, I definitely would recommend doing that. And then because we're using both golden beets and red beets, we're going to wash our hands right away and make sure that we don't get any of the beets on the countertops because it will stain, which obviously is why I'm wearing an apron. Now, once those get peeled and we start dicing them, you can dice them however you want. If you like larger pieces for sandwiches or whatnot, definitely cut them a little bit bigger. Or if you like smaller pieces, then definitely do that. It's your preference. Now, the cold pickling juice that we're going to be used is going to consist of 1 cup water, a half a cup fresh orange juice, which I not only squeezed an orange, but I also used a little bit of orange juice from my refrigerator, a tablespoon of salt, and then in the jar, before we put any kind of pickling juice or any of the beets, we're going to add into the jar 1 teaspoon of mustard seed and 1 slice of orange. Now, once you mix in a bowl your water, your white wine vinegar, 1 cup white wine vinegar, fresh orange juice, and your salt. Once the salt dissolves, you can go ahead and pour that into the jar. I would recommend using the white wine vinegar. It definitely gives it a different taste rather than just your regular white vinegar.
Artlist.io. Lie awake in the morning with a light upon her skin. Coffee cup before the day begins. Don't go. Stay music licensing reimagined. Slow it all the way back down. Time is still and there's nowhere to be. Birds are talking outside, giving space for the words we Artlist.io.
All right, on to my daughter's favorite, pickling ginger. So this is super easy, and usually what they recommend is using young ginger as opposed to the older ginger that you can find at the grocery store. I did not grow ginger this year. I do plan on doing it next year. So I just used what I had in the freezer as well as bought another piece from the grocery store. You're going to start out by peeling your ginger. You can do this with a spoon. You can do this with a potato peeler. You can use a butter knife, whichever it is. But you're going to go ahead and get all that skin off, get any kind of bad pieces or anything like that. And then we're going to use the mandolin. Now, if you have better knife skills than I have, which you likely do, you can definitely use a knife to slice this very, very thin. And just don't cut your fingers like I always do. So I used a mandolin here and got those sliced really, really thin. You're going to put that into a bowl and you're going to put 2 tablespoons of kosher salt in that. And what you're going to do is you're going to sweat the ginger. So you're going to get all of the liquid out. So put 2 tablespoons of salt in there, stir it around, let it sit for about 20 minutes, and then you're going to rinse it really, really well. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to blanch the ginger. So we're going to get some water boiling to a rolling boil, and then we are going to cook it for probably about a minute, and then rinse it under cold water to stop that cooking process. Once that is done, we are going to strain that ginger, get all of the liquid out, and let it sit in the jar that we're going to be pickling it in. Your pickling liquid is going to be a half a cup of sugar, 1 cup of rice vinegar, and that is it. No salt, no nothing else. So 1 cup sugar, or excuse me, half a cup sugar and 1 cup rice vinegar. You're going to warm that up, let that sugar dissolve, get it nice and clear, and then once it's cooled slightly, you're going to go ahead and put that into your jar and seal it up. And it makes the most perfect pickled ginger I have ever tasted. All right. Well, there you have it. You've got your pickled beets, pickled sun beets. I think that's on. You've got your pickled peppers and your pickled ginger. Now, let all of them sit in your refrigerator for at least 24 to 48 hours. Your pickled ginger will sit in your refrigerator for about 6 months. So you're good to go there. Your pickled peppers, it is about 4 months, along with your pickled beets. So I hope you guys try them. I hope you enjoyed your evening. And please like and subscribe. Have a great night. Bye bye.